goes. Okay. Go ahead.
Hey guys, so welcome to our collaboration, our first collaboration. I'm Sister Moon Tarot.
And I'm SpiritualBarbii. Hello guys. I'm the SpiritualBarbii Tarot. For those of you guys who don't know, we've been dying to collaborate together for months now at this point. Quarantine and life and all this stuff, it just gets in the way. But really, really excited because it's the perfect time. The stars have aligned and now we are connecting together, and we're really excited to bring you guys a video together. I just really urge you guys to please check out Sister Moon Tarot's channel. For those of you guys who are watching this on my channel, her channel is linked in the I card up above just now. It should come up. And for those of you guys watching on her channel, then it should come up as well, okay? So that is the nature of this, and essentially I am a tarot reader, I'm a psychic, I'm a spiritual counselor, I'm an occultist. I have been practicing in this field since I was a child, about 9 years old, and I've had my YouTube channel since 2017. And it's such a blessing to be doing this and to be working with you guys and bringing you guys messages. I'm so thankful for all of you guys' support and all the guys who are watching. And let's just connect and let's, ask spirit and connect more to our guides and figure out how we get through our situations. Sister Moon Tarot?
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in to our little collab. Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a while, and the stars just kind of perfectly aligned right now. I actually don't even know when the full moon is, because we had a new moon over a week ago. Last week was very strange, but so my channel started in 2018. When you said 2017, I'm thinking, oh, I started mine then too, but I didn't. I started pulling tarot cards, I guess, officially in 2017, and I self-taught myself tarot, but really I had like oracle decks even when I was younger, and I've been studying astrology since I'm 13, so I've always been, I guess, part of the occult too. But I self-taught myself in 2017 tarot, and then 2018 I started my channel. My channel has slowly evolved. I guess it was always had a little bit of a twin flame vibe to it, but it was initially just zodiac signs, and over the last really year I've really honed in on a lot of twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and I've created a bunch of my own decks that I use on my channel. So I would really appreciate if you check me out, and also if you check out my beautiful friend that I just had this soul connection with, and she found my channel randomly and reached out to me, SpiritualBarbii. She's amazing, and I'm so honored to be able to work with her and do this collab. And it's my first collab. I think it might be her first collab. So we're both really excited to be here with you guys. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to just start off with, I have a lot of decks here, but the overall energy of like the twin flame dynamic now. Now, if you don't identify as a twin flame, that's okay. It could be soulmate. It's just the label. It's just a title. It doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, but it's this person that you have a soul connection with, that you feel energetically tied to, or who is tied to your spiritual journey. If you're curious about what's going on with them, or just overall the energies of the dynamic and how that's affecting you, I'm going to just tap into with my twin flame current vibes deck that I created, and then some tarot, and then SpiritualBarbii is going to take that into an individual realm and how you can use that in your current life, these current vibes. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we have, I do everything to numb the pain of losing you, numbing. So when I made this deck, I was initially kind of tapping into the masculine energy. A lot of these cards I'm tapping in from the masculine side. So I do feel like there could maybe be some substance use going on, some ways of just not wanting to face yourself emotionally or face the connection emotionally, just ways to deal with the overall pain and sadness, or just even the ways this dynamic is like a mirror, and it makes you have to look at aspects of yourself that you don't want to look at, that you're not comfortable looking at. So I'm going to use tarot to clarify each one of these cards. I hope it's okay with you. I'm going to do like 3 of these, and then you can go from there and kind of see what else is going on with that on a personal level for both people. So this is a Sasurabito tarot. I never know if I pronounce that right, but I really love this tarot deck. And I'm not going to do reversals because I'm just not feeling it. So I have the High Priestess. So this is a Pisces spiritual energy, okay? So the feeling I'm getting is that with this dynamic, it's kind of making people, force them to become more aware, to become more in tune. But what numbing does is it kind of dumbs down that sense of spirituality, that sense of heightened feelings and emotions and intuition. So I feel like maybe the masculine doesn't feel comfortable with tapping into this energy. Okay. So, or it could just be that you're a Pisces, or you're watching for a Pisces, you're watching for a Pisces. Okay. So, you know what, actually, I'm going to just do this first pile, and then you can work off of that. And then I'll do 3 piles like this. But this is just the overall energy I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that there's not communication on the 3D level. There's not actually calls, text, verbal communication, but there might be communication on a spiritual level. And I also feel, because the High Priestess is very quiet, it's kind of like knowing, but keeping it to yourself. This could also be that people are numbing and having an awakening and an awareness of the connection, but they're not even sharing it with anyone. And they may not even be sharing it with themselves because it's hard for them to really face this. There's an issue with facing the truth and facing what people are perceiving with their intuition. It's almost too much. Maybe there was an extreme loss in this connection. Maybe there was there was just something that went wrong, that it's hard for people to connect with. And I actually am, I keep changing what I'm saying because we kind of just improvise this, but I'm going to pull from my Moody Moon masculine messages, and I'll just get one last clarity card about where the masculine is at with this connection right now, with this feeling. And then I'll pull one for the feminine. Okay. So we have blank, speechless, lifeless, and numb. Look, we have numb twice already, just right at the beginning of the reading. So I feel that people, it's just too much. There's just so much going on in the world, and then dealing with this connection and the emotions that came up, the way that, and there's no communication. Look, this card embodies those 2 cards: speechless, not communicating, and numb. And it's because they're almost lifeless, and they almost want to be lifeless right now, the masculine, because it's too much to like really feel the emotions of what's going on here. And now I'm just going to pull for my Moody Moon messages feminine and get clarity on that. And then I'll hand the floor over. I didn't mean to take it in this direction, but that's just what Spirit was telling me to do. So then the feminine has abandoned. So I feel, it says the situation has triggered all my abandonment wounds. So I feel this actions of the masculine to numb and to check out and to not communicate is triggering the feminine's abandonment wounds. But that could be what she needs to do so she could face her shadow, and the masculine maybe needs to face his shadow of checking out with substances or checking out emotionally, detaching. These are both their shadows that they're facing. So yeah, that's where the feminine is at, abandon. So that's my initial messages. Hopefully you could work with that and see what comes up.
Wow, that's very it's very strong. That's a very intense sort of message. Initially, I wanted to go with a tarot deck. I will go with the tarot deck to talk more about that. But I did want to just go ahead and pull one oracle energy, at least just for this. So for the oracle deck I'm using at this time, since Sister Moon Tarot was so kind as to share her decks, I always forget to share what decks I'm using. And this is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Okay, it's a beautiful oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. Great messages. And I'm going to go ahead and tune into the energy that of the numbness, divine masculine, of the high priestess energy, of the divine masculine's tendency to check out, as well as the divine feminine's tendency to get triggered by the divine masculine's actions and behaviors. And so the way I tend to like to take my readings is I like to take them to a place where we can kind of empower ourselves and we can find a way to get through the situation and get to ultimately what we desire in this particular connection. Because I tend to believe that there really is nothing in this world that we want that we cannot have, especially when we see other people or it happening around us. That definitely means that we can have it, and it means it's close by. And so I want to tune more into that energy. I'm going to let spirit take control, like my friend's sister Moon did. And so let's see what the cards say. And so we have the map maker of destiny on top of this. And this is associated with authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. So this card, typically these cards in this deck, they come up as a challenger or as an ally. And this particular card is neither an ally nor a challenger. It speaks of destiny. It speaks of the way the universe works. It speaks of things happening the way that they are meant to be, and sometimes not always making sense, but it is entirely fated, and it is literally what happens to you is fate, and what you do with what happens to you is your destiny. And that is the essential message of the map maker of destiny in this oracle energy. It really talks about learning how to take this energy to discover your authentic purpose, to get inspired from our pain, or to use our pain to as a mechanism to heal, so that we can renew our inspiration, and also about taking back our power and utilizing free will, which is something that we're so gifted with, and we're so lucky to have. As I don't know if a lot of other animals have that much free will as much as we have, and so that's a gift. And I feel like the energy that you're experiencing currently, or the energy that this pile brings up when regarding our twin flame dynamics and our twin flame connections that are resonating with that pile. Um, what the energy that I'm getting from this, or the message that I'm getting from this, it talks about remembering that your plants are, you still have plants in your garden that you need to water, you need to feed, you need to still clean your backyard, you still need to wash your kitchen floors, you still need to, there's so many other things that you need to do, and there's so many other things that you already have that are needing that attention as well. And I talk about, doing chopping wood and carrying water, because there's something so blessed and so sacred about chopping wood and carrying water, because it's such a sacred ritual to do, just for your home, or just for yourself, or for the people that you love. But also the act of doing it, it takes you out of your head and into your body, and you're doing stuff, you're creating whether you know it or not. You're thinking about different things because you're not ruminating, you're doing something, you're causing you to think about different things. If you're working outside, you're taking in that sun energy, and it's revitalizing you. And I really feel like the message that spirit has for you guys is that this situation that you're going through right now, or this situation that this child speaks of, it is entirely map making destiny. It's entirely fate. It is your authentic purpose. It is literally, these things that are happening. It matters how you react to this. Okay, essentially. And so the best way to be is to sit in that Nine of Pentacles energy. It's a beautiful deck. A friend of mine just bought. It's gorgeous. And in the Nine of Pentacles in that deck, it's a woman standing by a tomato garden, watering her tomato garden, or tomatoes. And she's still sitting in that area that we traditionally see, or standing in that area that we traditionally see in the traditional Rider-Waite Nine of Pentacles energy. But there's a little bit of a twist, because the coins were instead tomatoes. And so it's all about twisting your energy from what isn't working or what you don't like, and realizing that you don't like those things because you want something else. And so turn your attention to that, so you shape your destiny the way you want your destiny to be, as opposed to shaping a destiny that you don't really want. But also remember to do it with your heart, because if your heart doesn't want you to pull away from a situation, if your heart is aching, it needs attention, give your heart that attention. If you really feel like you need to talk to this person, go and talk to that person. Make sure it is entirely 100% okay with every single part of you, with every single chakra that you have is aligned, before you make a choice, especially regarding your twin flame connection, before you make any choice, before you make any big choice, I will say. Okay, and I feel like in this situation here, for those of you guys who are watching this, whether you're the one that's numb, which I highly doubt, or this person, or this person is the one that's numb and it's triggering your abandonment wounds, what are you going to do with this energy? We have to process it. We have to get to the bottom of it. We got to go back to the past and make peace with the past. We've got to connect with that emotion. That's that little Page of Cups energy that wants your attention, that wants that hug that it didn't get that time, and it's being brought up. Okay, Four Pentacles reverse showing up here for this energy. It talks about letting go. it talks about not clamming and, you know, not making allowances, you know, wanting to control, clinging. And there's a need to let that go. Or take a look at how you are clinging, and maybe you're not aware that you're clinging. Because with the death energy showing up here, it's saying that, you know, some parts of you, some parts of this, some parts in this dynamic are holding back the dynamic, and thus they need to be cleaned up by the death energy, and they need to be picked up, taken away, removed, so that the connection can flow. And so if you're clinging on to those things that the death energy, the garbage truck is coming to pick up, how can the garbage man pick up your garbage? You gotta, you know, kind of just take a look at how you are, because death will wait. Okay? So speaking more on that situation, we have the Hierophant. There's so much things to be learned. I mean, the Hierophant coming up next to the map maker of destiny. It's stunning, honestly. There's so much to be learned. There's so much advancement that we can have, or you can have, in this situation. I say we because, you know, you're not alone. Okay, so there's so much advancement that you can have. There's so much growth you can have. There's so much that you can apply these lessons that you're learning to, not just your connection, but also to your finances, your family relationships. But you gotta just take that dive in and take a look at those wounds. I genuinely feel like there is a need to look so that we can release, because you can't release if you don't know what you're looking at, you know? And so once that happens, once we understand that knowledge and we gain that understanding, we also gain that appreciation for service and acts of charity, doing things for others without expecting anything in return. Once you get into this Hierophant energy and you learn from this teacher, the Hierophant is a teacher. You cannot forget that. Just as the High Priestess is a teacher as well, and the Hanged Man. So once you gain these lessons, you can move on. And you can move on from the hard times. What comes before the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords? It's ugly energy, and you're feeling in this, you know, this abandonment energy. That's Five of Pentacles energy to me. And so you're moving out of the Five, but you have to learn the lesson of the Five, which is the High Priest. The High Priest is the Five. Okay, so you have to learn the lesson of it, and it's not like you are inherently wrong. The lesson of it is that you're perfect. That's the lesson you need to learn. If you haven't come to that conclusion, you're not done finding the conclusion yet. Okay, so that's, you know, what I picked up from that. And that is the way, like I said, I'm a manifester. So if I want something and I want to shift it, you got to move the energy, and you got to do something with it. It's there because you need to do something with it. Don't let it crush you. Do something with it, process it, learn from it. There's so much more I could speak on this, but I don't want this video to be 20,000 minutes long. So okay, so I'm gonna pass it back to Sister Moon Tarot. Thank you so much.
I know. I can feel your energy, because it's so hard as like readers and as people, like when you get into that energy and you want to keep going, because I'm like, oh my God, this is just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg of a story that I was starting.
That's
so
why
then,
I was like, when you were talking, I was like, just, you know, you have so much more to say, just speak.
yeah, yeah, we were trying not to make this too long, so this might just be like an intro to maybe a series of collabs that we're doing, so we can really get succinct messages. But so I'm going to go into some messages from the masculine and from the feminine, and just like the overall energy with that, and then you can work from there. So I have a couple of decks that I've created. This is from Him to Her, love messages for old souls and separation. I'm not just trying to use my own decks here actually, but these are just what's coming to me with what needs to continue the flow of this. So this is going to be,
the decks are beautiful. I'm sorry to interrupt. I got one of her decks. I don't want to put a message, but her decks are beautiful. You guys
thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to pull just one message from the masculine, what he would like to say. So what would the masculine like to say about this situation? Now, some of these involve like a third party situation. So if that doesn't resonate with you, take it general. I wish I can make you feel better. Okay. I may actually take two here. So I'm already picking up an energy from that, but I'm going to get one more. And we have, I still don't know how to say goodbye. So this is so interesting going off of SpiritualBarbii's reading, because she had the Four of Pentacles reversed, which is all about letting go. Now, I feel a part of this is that the masculine doesn't know how to let go of the feminine. But I also feel with, I wish I can make you feel better. It is a genuinely like loving energy, but I'm also kind of getting like a codependent energy of, I don't know how to let go of not just you and the connection, but these things that keep me chained and bound. And I don't know how to work on myself. I like to check out when it comes to myself, but it's easier for me to focus on making you feel better because I don't know how to make myself feel better. So there's kind of like cryptic messages within this. It's like, I don't know how to say goodbye, but it's also like, I don't know how to say goodbye to these things that I'm chained and bound to, these unhealthy coping mechanisms, to the numbing, to the checking out. And I hate to label, but I do, you know, High Priestess is Pisces energy, and Pisces tend to check out with substance. Not, I can't say that they all do, but Pisces are very likely to use fantasy and to use escapism techniques. Okay, so there very well could be a Pisces energy. It could be sun, moon, rising, Venus, 12th house, whatever. It could even be just something happen around the Pisces season with your dynamic. There's like a Neptune Piscean energy where there's an opportunity to really evolve and ascend, but there's also the lower vibrational energies of addiction and codependency and just focusing on that, like, I can't and I don't want to versus I can, versus what SpiritualBarbii is saying. No, both parties, doesn't matter where they're at or what they've been through, they can and they will, and having that positive outlook. Okay, so both of these are like, I wish and I can't. Okay, that, so I also feel like the masculine feels very powerless here with that. And I'm going to pull now 2 cards from the feminine. What would she like to say back to the masculine regarding this? I love you unconditionally. Wow. Okay. So despite whether the masculine has displayed low vibrational energies or hasn't always been checked in with himself or has even been toxic and that's bled onto the feminine, she is saying, I love you unconditionally. But I also feel this is saying the feminine needs to love herself unconditionally too and protect herself from those kind of low vibrational energies. So these dynamics, more than any dynamic, are mirrors. All relationships are mirrors. So when you say to someone, I'm accepting you unconditionally, that's usually like what you need to extend to yourself. The feminine needs to extend love unconditionally to herself as well here. Oh my God. And I will never forget about you. Okay. So without getting too like over analytical, if you just look at these, they're mirroring each other. Okay. The masculine saying, I don't know how to say goodbye. She's saying, I will never forget you. They both feel mutually about this connection being an ongoing energetic connection here. Okay. So I just wanted to pull one from Mystic Moon's Twin Flame Journey Oracle and get an overall energy with that. Oh, wow. We've got forgiveness. Okay. So this is unconditional. This is a lesson in both of them learning about forgiving each other, forgiving themselves for how they came up short, forgiving timing for not being right, forgiving the universe for not giving them what they wanted, but giving them what they needed. Okay. So there's a big lesson of forgiveness throughout this whole connection that I feel both of them are either getting to or need to get to and are working on. And I'm just going to pull one last card from, actually, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to pull 2 cards. I just have so many, you know, like you said, it's like you just want to keep going with the story. But I loved your input too, because I love that you brought it to this high vibrational energy, because that abandonment word and that deck could even be heavy sometimes. And that's so important to realize that we don't have to sit in like these things that we're triggered in. They're just tools for us to rise to what we really want and what we desire. So I'm going to pull.
To swim in your emotion, to swim in your tears, and to just keep it on and just be a little sad sometimes. And then sit, and then you feel way better.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the numbing is like not going there, not wanting to go, but in a sense, you end up just staying stagnant when you refuse to, you know, look at your emotions. So I'm just going to pull one soul activation oracle card. These are all chakra cards to see the overall energy between the feminine and masculine. It's usually like sacral, but let's see that they can work on here. Focus, third eye chakra. There's so much coming up in this reading. This is all high priestess, third eye energy, intuition. Okay, focus. So really a big part of this journey is about trusting your intuition, not going to other people to get the answers, like focusing on your own messages that you're getting, your dreams, your visions, your the things that you want. Okay, coming into focus with who you are and how to guide yourself on your journey along with your like spirit guides or your spirituality, whatever that is. And with that being said, I just want to pull one last card. This is from a good friend of mine, Angelic Revelation 144. She makes amazing decks. She also is a reader and has amazing readings. And I want to just pull one card from her sacred. Okay, well, two came up. We have headed in the right direction, which to me is so aligned with focus. This is all about like focus on the direction you're going, not on the past, not on the things not going right, but on building and on getting to where you want to be and using this dynamic, whatever's happening in it, as a catalyst. And I like what SpiritualBarbii was saying, like if you really want in your heart of hearts to connect with this person, believe that you could have that. Believe that you guys, even with all the bumps and the hurdles and even numbing and not feeling and being detached and being abandoned, all of it is taking you in the right direction. Okay, because my last card I'm going to say is celebration. Eventually you will have your celebration. You do the work, you work on everything, and then you get to have a union or a dynamic that is fulfilling you in every way, but you're not relying on it, you're not codependent on it. It's just something you can enjoy without worry, without fear, without that abandonment fear. Okay, and we have parties, engagements, weddings, pregnancies, and births. Know that these are yours to be had. You will experience those. You will have celebrations. This life didn't end when you didn't get union with your twin when you wanted your union. Okay, there are other things that need to come into play, but there are happy things on the horizon. My mom always says to me, you never know what's around the corner, and that's just
so
that's
true.
just it.
Extremely
So
true.
all right, and I'm going to hand it over to you from there, and I guess that's probably the end of my portion of the reading, because like we probably made this longer than usual. But thank you so much for letting me speak, and the floor is yours.
Oh no, you're probably gonna close out. Come on, girl. All right. But that was very beautiful, very high vibe. I really loved hearing those messages. It's just a great way to end it, but still extremely authentic. I mean, very, very authentic messages from those cards. I'm going to switch on over to a new Oracle deck I also have, the Crystal Angel Oracle decks. And I will also be doing, this is Doreen Virtue's deck, right? And I'll also be using Sister Moon Tarot's Twin Flame Prophetic Confessions deck for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine kind of conversation play. You know how much I love to put the cards together like they're talking to each other. Okay, so let's have a look at the message regarding your divine masculine, or what he wants to say, or just adding more onto some of the cards that, or the messages that Sister Moon Tarot retrieved in her reading. And I just also want to tune more into that energy for the divine feminine as well. Okay, so right then and there, I could see the divine feminine. It's having a little bit of a hard time, but only because the divine feminine is allowing herself to kind of walk through that fire. I definitely feel the divine feminine energy really allowing, really allowing the energy through much more than the divine masculine energy, but it will pay off in the end, as everything does. Okay, so maybe not always the way that you wanted it to when you first started doing it, but it always pays off. Okay, and that's extremely important to remember, especially in the twin flame dynamic. So I'm going on ahead with the Twin Flame Poetic Confessions deck, the Oracle deck, and I want to pull an energy for the divine masculine. I think that, well, I'm going to pull that for the divine masculine because that's what I said. And then I'm going to pull a message for the divine feminine. Divine feminine has quite a few messages herself, so this could be a little long. The divine feminine is struggling right now with being torn between listening to the signs that she's getting from the universe, also dealing with some addictive issues, that it's mirroring with the divine masculine. And also she's processing a lot of denial. Okay, so that's one thing that, sorry about that, guys, that's my alarm. But that's one thing that I'm definitely seeing here in the reading. So for the divine masculine, we have rose quartz, love life, new or renewed romantic love is here for you. So the divine masculine is ready to kind of romance the divine feminine. I mean, the divine masculine, he really, really, really wants to be with the divine feminine. So much so that I feel like his energy is very much hyper focused on the divine feminine, and it's almost like the more he tries to act like it's not, the stronger it just is becomes the stronger it becomes clear that he is in denial. Okay, and so we have music. Every song will always carry your name between the notes. That's so beautiful. And I definitely feel like the divine masculine, when he listens to music, he really feels a strong, like the music is a message from his guides about his divine masculine, or it's what his divine masculine or his divine feminine wants to say to him, or sometimes it's just things that he wishes he could say to her because maybe he's not so good at expressing himself. Music seems to be something that the divine masculine gets lost in, or it kind of allows him to more open up and share of his emotional resources more than he typically does if it's not for that. But the rose quartz card is an exceptionally positive card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. So this man is really, he is, and I don't mean to just say that the divine masculine is a man, but you catch my drift. He's very, very, very into you, and the love that he has is really growing. And for some of you guys, I really feel like, keep your heart open. You never know what's around the corner, but I definitely feel some of you guys, especially divine feminines, could have a strong masculine energy show up back in your life again. If you're twin flame and you guys have kind of been on the rocks, or things haven't been so flowery lately, definitely this person will do whatever they can to make things right between the two of you. And let's say you're divine masculine and you haven't spoken in years and years, and it just feels like it could never happen. The universe has a way of showing you that anything is possible, and you may even attract in a new form of your divine masculine, a more evolved form of this person that matches your current vibration or matches the energy that you have now. And the universe will just show you how much variety the universe really has through this experience. So some of you guys are ready for, or all of you guys, I feel like, get ready for a romance. I feel like whining and dining and music and just a lot of caressing, tender love and energy from the divine masculine. Now, in the physical form, I'm not sure which physical form it'll come in for all of you guys, but I know that it's coming in for majority of you guys because it's coming from the masculine energy. And from the divine feminine, we have the moonstone energy, we have the heightened intuition. Wow, be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it is trustworthy. And this is my high priestess card in this deck. The rose quartz card is my lover's card in this deck. And Sister Moon Tarot has been pulling the high priestess everywhere she goes. She pulls a high priestess and has all this heavy Piscean energy. And moon is a very Piscean sort of energy. The moon is a Piscean rock. And so really the divine feminine, you can feel it and you know what you're feeling, okay? And your intuition is very, very, very much heightened regarding what's going on with this person, regarding how this person truly feels about you. You know how this person really feels. You do. Like you do. And notice how I said the divine feminine is having a little bit of trouble with her, with this energy that showed up for her, right? And I knew that it was a little bit of a struggle because, she's having a hard time believing in what her intuition and her gut because of what has happened in the past. And that's why it's important to do the releasing work, to, go through the pain. We talked so much. Sister Moon Tarot talked so much when she was talking earlier about, all the trials and tribulations and stuff. It's heading you in the right direction. And I can totally see that the divine feminine is getting those messages and she knows, but that fear, those past experiences, the suppressed things that we're holding on to that we're not aware that we're holding on to, it kind of clouds our intuition. The more we let it go, the more our intuition heightens because the more we get closer to our truth, and intuition is nothing but truth. Okay, so we have true love for you guys here. I know deep down you are the one, but I'm too busy having too much fun. So Divine Feminine, I'm sure you have been getting the messages to just tune out of the drama of the connection and just tune into the fun. I will not doubt that a lot of you guys have a lot of fun energy around you, a lighthearted energy, or even if you're not aware of it, it's there that you could just tune into to just have some fun, because you know this person or this situation, it's not only is it working out for the best, but this person is your true love deep down, and you know it, and you need to trust your intuition. Okay, but first you got to work through those things that make you not trust your intuition. Every time you feel like your intuition is telling you something and you feel yourself stopping yourself, be like, why am I saying the opposite of this? You know, why am I saying that that's not the case? Is this just, am I just saying this because I feel, because it's from the past, or it's in my head, or am I saying this because that's what I feel deep down? And lots of times our truths that we feel, when they are core, when they are real, when they are the truth, we feel very settled. We're very much in acceptance with that. And our vibration rises as well. Truth raises your vibration. It's not supposed to lower it. And so we have past life memories. I genuinely feel like the Divine Feminine is dealing a lot with her past life memories, whether her past life in this life or past life in another life, with the Divine Masculine that she may be currently connecting with, or you know that she may be connecting with soon. And she's got to clear these. There's something familiar in your eyes, something familiar in your lies. We came back in this lifetime to make things right. Maybe this time we will win the fight. And so I feel like the Divine Feminine knows that there's a lot of past life karma between the two of you guys, and also just your own past life from your life that you don't have now. That was your past life, even if it's in this life. And so she's also working through that. I see the Divine Feminine really doing a lot of introspective work, but really just doing a lot of the inner work, whereas the masculine will meet her from and doing the yang or the external work, which is a romance and, you know, taking you there and then doing this and then making things happen and all that stuff. Okay, but the Divine Feminine is doing the internal work, which is the freeing, letting go, finding unconditional love for yourself so that you can love this person unconditionally as well. This person, this Divine Masculine, definitely doesn't want to go anywhere. And if this person feels like they have to, the reason I feel like, and this is just how I'm feeling, what I'm getting off my intuition, I feel as though the reason why the Divine Masculine doesn't know how to let you go is because he doesn't want to let the Divine Feminine go. Okay, he doesn't want to. He has to deal with his feelings of unworthiness, his feelings of, you know, numbing himself off, because he's also dealt with his own things and battled his own things. Okay, but there is a lot of love. This masculine has a lot of love towards you, and your intuition has been telling you, and so you know this. Lastly, we have fear, and that's what you're working through, right? So we have fear. I don't know if I'll ever find someone to replace you, but I'm also afraid of missing out on my youth. And so I feel like the Divine Feminine, you know, whether there's an age gap or not in the connection, most of you guys are probably isn't, some of you guys are probably is. I feel as though Divine Feminines, you don't want to lose out on like the things of life. Like, you know, what are the fun things you do when you're young? You know, like you want to make the most of your youth, and you want to live your life to the fullest, and you want to get the most out of your relationships. And it's like your fear of that not happening because of your Divine Masculine is actually keeping you more closed in, because some of you guys are not having that much fun. And so you are missing out on your youth because you're worrying about missing out on your youth. Actually, you are. And so when you just accept that, what you want to do is make the most of your time right now. You want to make the most of your life, and you want to have as much fun as you can have, you know, with the energy that you have right now, with your vitality levels of today. When you accept that and you honor that within yourself, and you love yourself enough to not miss out on your youth, because it's very important to you to utilize it to the most of its ability, then you break out of that codependency and you find that true love for yourself. And then you pull in that true love from that Divine Masculine, because you're recognizing it within yourself so you can see it outside of you. So this was an exceptionally beautiful oracle reading, and we just started on the oracle messages, and they've got so much to say about the two of yous. I really love this energy. You guys are so freaking adorable. Okay, so cute. Lots of love. Divine Feminine, process your fear. And the Divine Masculine, just know that he connects with you through music. So if you listen to certain songs and they feel like it's him, it is him. Okay, it's him. And if you are, and just so you know, this person, whether they know it or not, they connect with you through music. And when they hear certain songs, they think of you, and they really love you. I can't say that enough. You make them so happy. Okay, so take a look at that fear. All right, so we're going to tune into the Divine Masculine's energy. And so the Divine Masculine and my guides are just saying the Divine Feminine as well. You both are healing from a very deep, long-standing, intense sort of wound from your childhood or from your past. Okay, you don't even, probably some of you guys don't even know when you started feeling this way. You just started feeling that way. And you're healing from it. I love seeing the three of swords with the four of swords next to it, because it means that there is clean healing. I mean, there's really no action being taken in this state, from the state of pain, compounding the karma. It really is just processing the pain, healing it. Processing the pain, healing it. And that's what is going on right now. And it's completely behind the scenes, okay? It's completely behind the scenes. And you need to trust that you also have spirit guides and the spirit team that is with this connection, that is making sure that this connection goes exactly how it needs to go as well, okay? And I'm hearing some of you guys, you need to hand over some of that power and that control that you have over your relationship, or you have over meeting your twin flame or reuniting with them. You got to hand over that power and just utilize, or hand over that control, because that's a control issue, and utilize what you have right now, which is what you have right now is you have right now, you know? So use it to the best of its ability. Use it to the best of your ability. So for the Divine Masculine, you have the Five of Wands. He is dealing with some frustration. It's around his feelings. He's not aware of it yet, but he is dealing with a little bit of frustration. But once he comes through that, he will be just fine. I'm really happy to see the Five of Wands upright, because at least there is this energy of dealing with this energy. And from the Five of Wands energy, we create new things. I mean, it's from chaos that brings change, that brings growth, that brings understanding, that brings knowledge and all this stuff. So this person is growing extensively. Fives are numbers of growth, even though sometimes they show up uncomfortable. I understand that. I feel you. They are energies or agents of growth, and you just have to let it be that way. The Divine Feminine is getting the High Priestess once again. And so the Divine Feminine underneath Moonstone, I mean, come on.
You just can't make this
ridiculous. How like it's forming a trifecta with fear. It's like the intuition. It's sandwiched. The cream inside of the Oreo cookie of this intuition cookie is fear. And so you need to process through those fears and push through them. And don't be afraid of them. Ask yourself, why are you worried about that? And the reason why you are is because there's some sort of importance somewhere meshed up in that you need to just retrieve that little seed, that little part, and then just leave the rest, because the rest is unnecessary. Okay, and so, but it is necessary to get your attention on that problem, because you didn't realize that was important to you until you started worrying about it, right? So it is important that that's the case. And fear is sandwiched between true love and past life memories. It's fear is in the center of it. It's fear in the core. It's fear that is blocking the connection from happening. It literally is between true love and past life. We have fear. Your intuition that's telling you that you are meant to be with this person, that you are getting exactly what you want. And the other, literally, moonstone and high priest is literally intuition card, right? Between your intuition growing extensive, growing more, right? Because as the divine masculine grows, you grow just as much as when you grow. So does the divine masculine. So what's blocking the two from connecting and creating, it's fear, and it's kind of like, it's okay. The devil is between a lot of things. Believe you me, okay? That's what he does. He's messy for a reason. But, now that we're aware of it, let's take a look at it. Let's let go of certain attachments and let's move forward. And you know what it is that you need to do, Divine Feminine. You know. Okay, with the Lover's reverse, you know you need to follow your heart. Okay? how you truly feel, what really resonates inside of you. Okay, don't go against your heart. Utilize, this is the perfect opportunity, is what our guides are saying. It's the perfect opportunity to utilize your heart, to utilize making a choice from your heart and then taking action using your head, as opposed to vice versa. You understand? You notice that when you try to bring things into fruition and it starts in your head and you kind of allow it to sit in your heart, that's when you kind of create those experiences that are not nice, that are not smooth, that you feel a lot of pain. As opposed to allowing your heart to choose to be like, I want to go here, and then letting your mind create the necessary avenues and materials and components for you to go there. You understand? Because that's truly where you want to be. So the feminine is getting closer to her intuition, which is downloading that information into her, right? And so from her intuition, she now needs to make a choice, because we cannot know what's in our heart if we have not accessed our intuition inside of our heart. And so you've done that sort of work, and you're getting that angelic help, and you're getting that from the universe. And so now you use that to make the choice that you know that, not that you need to make, but your life, your love life especially, so much smoother. I just saw the sun just now, but so much smoother once you do make the right choice, which you will. But it comes through listening to your intuition, as opposed to that fear that is so close in there. It's so sandwiched in there. It's almost like inside of the membranes of the cells of your intuition. It's like in there. But you're processing it, and you're letting it go. Okay. Fear will always kind of be there, honestly. Not about this, but fear itself will always show up, okay? And so lastly, for the divine feminine, I have the Three of Swords for her once again. And so the triggering, what it's actually doing is it's bringing up your fears. And so be thankful. You wouldn't have known that was there. You wouldn't have known that this fear, which blocks anything you try to manifest, right? It's fear. Especially if it's something you haven't had and you've wanted for so long, you're like, why don't I have it? You probably have a belief that is entirely rooted in fear that is blocking it, because you don't want things that you're afraid of to come to you. So the universe blocks it from you. You understand? And so, as you process this pain and you realize what you really need to do, then you can allow things to flow to you smoothly. You can also make choices smoothly. Things flow, especially in this condition, much more smoothly. But you gotta process that pain. You can't suppress it. As soon as you feel that triggered energy, you gotta be like, okay, why am I triggered right now? What's going on? I gotta tune in. I gotta tap into me. What am I trying to say to myself? What is my intuition trying to tell me? What is my emotion trying to tell me? What's my inner child trying to tell me? Okay, so that's a beautiful message to the divine feminine. I mean, stunning message. And I was also thinking about the divine masculine. You guys, this is how the universe works. I was also thinking about the divine masculine, and I was thinking about a message that he may have towards the divine feminine, or what the universe has for the divine masculine. But either way, the card flew out on top of the moonstone energy. And what was the card? The 10 of Pentacles. And so the divine masculine sees long term with you. No doubt about it. And not just long-term happiness, but long-term happiness, fulfillment, material growth, stability, investing, all that stuff. That's what this person sees with you. That's what they want with you. Okay? That's all they want. That's it. All right? And so anything else that's kind of outside of that, you got to deal with that pain from that. You have to. Because it will just continue to project onto this person and continue to trigger you and keep going in a cycle like this, because you have to just break the cycle and just process the pain and don't act from a place of being triggered. Rather process that triggering emotion. And as always, you guys, remember to be gentle with yourself, okay? Because as you deal with these emotions, whether you're the divine masculine or the divine feminine, when you deal with these emotions, you need to also remember that you need to be gentle with yourself, okay? You don't know everything, and you can't do everything right now, and you can't have everything right now. And that's okay. That's fine. All right. The important thing is that you're on your way right now. And the emerald is showing up here because just knowing that you're taking the steps to get there. It's like if you're walking a mile, every step you take is getting you closer to completing that mile, and you have to take those steps. because if you're walking the mile, you understand? And so accepting that and understanding that within yourself, that's all you really need to understand. And just also take it easy on yourself. Don't push yourself too much. And know that God will send the answer to any prayers that you have. Okay? So this is an amazing reading. I'm so happy that we did this, Sister Tarot. Really beautiful message. It's so healing and rejuvenating. I feel so refreshed. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I actually, do you mind if I was just thinking, because you said, you know what to do, Divine Feminine. I have a deck, Divine Feminine, what should you do? I wanted to kind of end, if you don't mind, with a couple
Absolutely. Go
messages
right
for,
on ahead. That's beautiful.
okay. So I have two decks. One is called Pearls of Wisdom. These are both my decks, and Divine Feminine, what should you do? So this is a very broad deck, this Divine Feminine. There's actually each astrological sign, but if yours doesn't come up, that's okay. I just wanted to kind of give you guys some guidance on directly on what to do with this. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few cards. Keep it to yourself, which is the High Priestess energy. You don't have
Wow.
to you don't have to share everything. You don't have to, it's, you know, boundaries are a big thing in this journey. Okay. And what you share, sacred knowledge, your sacred connection, you know, not everyone's going to understand, not everyone's going to have the best interest for your connection. So whatever revelations you come to, even interactions you have with your masculine, keep it to yourself. Downloads, spiritual downloads, dreams, just learn to get very sacred within yourself and know that telling yourself is enough. You don't have to share everything. That could be also a lesson you have. They are thinking about you. Have faith. Well, that's exactly what you've been saying. So faith is the opposite of fear. That's so crazy. What's that? There's a, like, fear is like an acronym for something, but faith is like the opposite. So faith is pushes beyond fear. Okay. It helps you to get beyond the blockages of your ego. Okay. Let's see. Don't believe everything you see. You were saying that too. There's a lot going on underneath the veil. Okay. So don't judge things by what you're viewing with your eyes, more with your senses. Okay. That's that, back to that third eye. Just keep using that third eye rather than your two eyes. And then we have consult your tribe. So it's okay to consult the people who really get you, who really are on the same journey with you. Oh my God. Okay. This has been happening to me a lot lately. So this card was mixed in by accident. It's from Mystic Moon, Divine Feminine Healing. It was in my deck and it says unwavering faith.
Wow.
Oh my. The universe is taking care of the details. So trust and believe and surrender your control. You were saying that too. Yeah. This is crazy. This is literally within my deck. I don't even have, Aries is on the bottom if anyone resonates with that. But yeah, so unwavering just means that don't falter on it. Don't question it. Don't ever let it go. Keep holding on to faith the way you would fear. Okay. Wow. And I just wanted to pull a couple from my pearls of wisdom. So, wow. I just can't believe that card was in there. I've never even pulled that card from that deck. And look, this is like a third eye.
I know.
This is like intuition. Yeah. So there could have been so many things that happened on your journey that made you, your masculine could have said things, people could have done things. You could have moved away. You could have seen your masculines getting married. Like, but unwavering faith is believing in yourself and your intuition and your feelings about this connection. This is what I was saying before, over explaining. That's what was coming to mind when I was saying, keep it to yourself. So you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Stop explaining yourself. So people could be like, well, why are you not dating? Why are you doing this? Why are you taking, like, you know, why are you so spiritual? Why are you so, you know, and it's like, you don't know anyone anything. You don't have to over explain yourself. You don't have to defend your connection. You just keep to yourself, keep your dynamic to yourself, unless it's your tribe who understands. And then we have trust. This is my last card. Trust the path and let go of the feeling that it should have been any other way. It's all happening the exact way it's supposed to. I just loved our reading, honestly. I feel like it was so synchronistic. It was so the same thing of trust your masculine, trust. Actually, I wanted to just pull two last cards here. I did want to get just one expression from him as why he's running. Confessions of a Runner, also from my friend Angelic Revelation 144. What is one thing that he could say about why he's running? But you guys probably already know. You deserve so much more. What do I really have to offer you? Which goes back to what you were saying about his insecurities, his fears that he's not good enough. He doesn't feel like he matches up to the feminine. These are his own insecurities that he projects onto you. So he could have built you up in the sky as like this thing beyond his reach. And it doesn't matter how much you love him, how much you make him assured. He is coming from this place. So he has to work on this, because until he feels good enough, he's going to sabotage this connection. Okay. So it's like his insecurities have bled onto you guys, and he just projects that into the situation. He brings that fear when it really isn't the facts. It's just the lens through which he's seeing the world because of his own insecurities. And I just wanted to pull a couple cards from the waiting game just to get some time periods. This is also from Angelic Revelation 144. We have October. So it could be right around the corner where there's a shift, where there's a change. You could have a birthday in October. They could have a birthday. Do you have a birthday in October, right?
I do.
July, which is right now. Okay. There might be a time period between July and October where things are really shifting. The Lions Gate is coming up. So if you've been feeling crazy, yeah, August 8th is the Lions Gate, and it's already opened up the window. So it's been a very weird energy lately, but I do feel like there's a lot of shifts going on. These are the last two cards I'll just pull. I will call you. Okay. This could be actually calling, or like you said, through music. I loved everything you were saying, because I feel the masculine does call you spiritually, which I know that isn't enough for everyone, but this is like, I will come back for you. I will call you maybe in October, maybe July, and check social media. So I feel like the masculine is still looking at your social media and still keeping tabs on you, still staying connected. Okay. So I'm going to just leave it at that. And, I'm so happy we did this. It was such a good thing. I look forward to doing more of these with you soon.
Same time next week? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Maybe. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? This was so much fun. This was amazing to do. It's a beautiful like twin flame check-in with a collaboration between us. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for checking this out and for staying, especially if you stay to the end. You are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Please invite you guys to check out Sister Moon Tarot's channel. Once again, her channel. It's linked in the description bar and also in the iCard above as well. Please check that out. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you connect to me, or subscribe to her channel, or subscribe to both of our channels. Okay. Because we're going to keep putting this stuff out, and we both do kind of similar sorts of readings, but, you know, in different sectors, where hers are more focused on the divine masculine, divine feminine dynamic, which is beautiful. And I love those readings. Mine is more so focused on, you know, manifesting and bringing ourselves out of darkness and healing and growth as well. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm done talking. I don't know if you want to close this out.
Yeah. Thank you.